Yes, it is Taco Tuesday in America, and good old hair and mustache guy Geraldo Rivera, I don't think in this breaking story I'm going to tell you about in just a couple of seconds, is going to be inviting his bromance buddy Donald Trump for lunch anytime soon. And what's staggering to me is Geraldo's been in the news business for decades, and yet, with Trump's love of Putin and Xi and complimenting Kim Jong-un, it finally took what to cause this breaking story to come to light? It's amazing. You think about Trump and the things he says and what he does, and Geraldo still loves him. Check this out.
Mr. President, you know how I feel about you. I wish you the best. I just want you, before we say goodbye, to assure us, are we going to be back to normal? And when will we be back to normal? When will life...
I think you'll be back to normal is a great goal. Thank you very much, Geraldo.
All right. I'll see you later. Thank you, Mr. President.
Bye.
Yeah, I still love the guy, but...
His big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs.
It's good to have a good relationship with Putin and Xi and all these people that have lots of nuclear weapons. And Kim Jong-un I had a good relationship with. He's a tough, smart guy.
Joining us now to discuss is journalist and former Fox News host Geraldo Rivera. Geraldo,
hey,
great
Jeff.
to see you again. As always, thank you so much.
You too.
Trump said a lot of stuff this weekend, but one of the things I did want to ask you about, over the weekend we saw Trump offering a preview of the actions he would take if he becomes president again. A source telling CNN, this was also reported in the New York Times, Trump plans to round up undocumented immigrants living in the U.S. and place them in detention camps. He'd also re-implement his so-called Muslim ban, use Title 42 to turn away asylum seekers, speed up mass deportations. Trump is also saying he'd indict his political opponents if he's reelected. What's your reaction when you hear this kind of stuff about what Trump would do in a second term?
Trump sees immigration, Jim, as his abortion, in the sense that this is something that he believes can appeal to his base and beyond. Biden's kindness has had a toxic impact. It has had exactly the opposite to the intended impact. It's been a welcome mat, and as a result, the southern border has been overrun and has given Trump and the Republicans an issue to run on.
But Geraldo, detention camps.
I believe that with
do you think
Stephen
he would do
Miller
that? You think
in
he's serious?
charge, Dr. Evil in charge, I believe he is serious.
You know what? He's putting down Latinos just a little too much in this breaking story I'm showing you right now, and it's finally over between the two big old boys with the biggest hair in the business. Take a listen.
I suggest to you that I personally will not be voting for Donald Trump because of three reasons. I think his creation or his destruction of Roe v. Wade and the protections for abortion, the immigration reform bill that he did not embrace. Rather, he has chosen to become an absolute racist when it comes to speaking of particularly Latin undocumented immigrants, comparing them basically to animals. It's horrifying. I don't know how any Latino person of any self-esteem, any self-respect would be in favor of.
You may not know about it, Geraldo, but more Latinos are
poisoning the blood of the country and the Democrats. I am not voting for Donald Trump because I do not believe that he can be trusted to honor the Constitution of the United States. I am not voting for Donald Trump principally, aside from abortion and immigration rights. I am not voting for Donald Trump because he proved that he put himself and his own personal future ahead of the future of the country and the Constitution of the United States. That was the words from his own Vice President Mike Pence. And what he did on January 6th and so forth deserved impeachment and rejects. I pledged then I could never.
I hear you.
You never know what it's going to be that makes the bow break. But gosh, we need to line up a whole lot more of these when people are finally fed up in whatever way it comes, and they finally decide, you know what? That's a bridge too far.
I feel nothing but melancholy and a wistful kind of friendship lost. It's like I like the president very much. I still like him, except what he did on January 6th. He called Friday, the 13th of November, 10 days after the election in 2020. And we did have a conversation. He called me. I felt awful about it. I wanted to console him.
I think we're 750 bridges too far, but amazingly, all of the other stuff didn't really do it for him until you finally attacked the Latino community just enough. Thanks, Geraldo, for sort of, kind of standing up for your own. Finally. Whew. Vote Harris Walls. And like Obama said, don't boo. Just vote.